Hey guys, it's Chris. So I'm going to be doing another ritual video. This is going to be about my own personal ritual of Apollo, my rite to Apollon. And as you can see, I'm here at my shrine of Apollon in my room. Very, very beautiful shrine and altar. You can't see everything. I can't get it all into view, but I made sure that you could see the shrine and everything, and you'll be able to hear what I'm doing. And I'm also, unlike my videos before, or a lot of them, I'm actually going to explain the things I do in this rite. I'm not just going to do everything without giving any background. So let's begin. The first thing I do is I begin with, I have a drum on the side of the altar over here. I don't know if you can see it or not, but I begin with 12 beats to call kind of attention. And the 12 beats symbolizes the 12 gods of Olympus. I light the flame of Apollon's altar, to burn bright with the presence of He, our God of light, mighty archer and son of the King of all gods. He is welcome here in His glorious radiance. I use a candle for Apollon's altar flame. Obviously I can't build an outdoor fire inside, so I use the candle and the flame that it produces. The flame is used to consume offerings, to carry them up to the gods, and you can still do a little bit of that with a candle. For example, the candle that I use as the altar flame, I can light incense with that flame. So in that way, I still can use the fire to burn offerings to the gods, to send them up to the gods. So it's not a completely, useless thing to do if you're using a candle. And also fire is a representation, a symbol of the presence of the gods. So, fire is fire. Moving on, I'm going to go to the anointing of the statue. Now, we do not worship statues. We believe that the spirit of the god can inhabit their statue during worship and during festivals and things like that, but we do not worship the statue. We worship the god that the statue represents. And part of the anointing process that I do is done in hopes that the spirit of Apollon will come to inhabit this statue of his. And the oil that I use for this is lavender oil. It's a very general type of oil that can be used for pretty much anything. If you want to find an oil that is, really connected with one specific deity or another, I'm sure you can look at their epithets and their attributes and find an oil either identical or close to at least one of those things. But I use lavender because it's rather general. And you just need a very small drop on your fingertip. You don't need to drench the statue. Just a little bit to get your finger wet. And make sure you're always cleansed, that your hands aren't dirty. And then taking my finger that has been dipped in the oil, I place it on the head of Apollon's statue. I anoint this statue of Apollon to act as a house for his divinity, his presence, so that he may hear my prayers, receive my offerings, and delight in the festivities of his honor, here at this shrine and altar. Now you do want to, clean the oil off afterwards. Depending on the type of material the statue is made of and how often you put oil on it, I don't think it would do any harm to it, but I would clean it off anyway. I now move on to the first prayer, the first invocation. May my words reach Olympus, towering in the heavens, and be heard with delight before the throne of the radiant God. O Apollon, God of the bow of light, great hunter, gloriously bright, God of the sun, far shooter, prophetic and all-seeing, hear my words of devotion, and come joyously. The first offering that I give is an offering of bay leaves. And the laurel leaf is sacred to Apollon, and the bay leaves are the closest equivalent that I could come to in my area that's readily available. And so I place them in his offering dish and offer them up to him with the following prayer. O magnificent one, may the sweetness of your sacred leaf delight you. Still do I hold it as your treasure, and here among me shall your sacred things find honor and protection forever. And from here we move on to the incense offering, and I don't know if you can see it or not, but I'm actually going to light it in the altar flame as I talked about previously with this invocation. And as the prayers go on, they refer to different epithets and attributes of Apollon. Basically, the rite calls upon him and all that he is by the time it's over. So let's light the incense. O guardian of the streets, keep our paths bright, and let no evil pass into our homes, our towns, our cities, states, or nation. Open us only to good and prosperous things, just as the sweet fragrance delights you. And then that can be placed on the altar in the proper dish to burn. Next we move on to the libation. And I usually use one of the jars that I gave Apollon as a gift. I actually got this in Greektown, Chicago. And it's a wonderful thing to hold libations, and that's what I use it for. O God, so radiant, shine down from heaven, from the eternal glory of Olympus. Place upon us all the blessings and guidance of your light and your love. O God of healing, relieve our land and people of pestilence, of affliction and disease, and bring good health for all time. Now we pour the libation, of course. Into the libation bowl. And I'm wearing my Greek robes. I think that when I extended my arm just then, you saw my full arm. I'm not naked or anything. I just have my Greek robes on, and they don't cover all of my top section. If you could see the other side, I'd be completely covered. And now one of the final acts of the rite is to cloak Apollo's statue in his robe. And this robe is given as an offering to Apollon, the fabric. And the cloaking of gold, as I call it, recognizes him as the great Lord of light and the enemy of evil and all things that are vile and immoral. It basically recognizes him as the Lord of goodness. O harmonious Lord, great enemy of evil, enemy of all that is wicked, and all who delight in vile and immoral things, drive away the evils of the world, and all who come in their names, from the presence of mankind. O God of light, God of goodness, free us of evil, free us of negativity and harm. And in the final act of the rite, a simple handful of barley is placed on Apollon's altar with this prayer. For all these good things, we ask Zeus' son the archer, Apollon, he who is beginning and end, as great Orpheus sang. And now I finish up with 12 more beats of the drum to bring it to a close, to symbolize the 12 gods once more. I'm actually thinking about changing the drums part to 9 beats instead of 12 to symbolize the 9 muses. That would be more connected to Apollon, I think. And I think that traditionally you're supposed to let the flame burn down on its own, but obviously if you have a candle here, you shouldn't leave it unattended, and you shouldn't leave fire unattended anyway. And some of us can't go out and buy new candles every day, so it's okay to just extinguish the flame once you're done. I just put like a little cap or something over it to extinguish it. I do not blow it out because it's possible that if you blow it out you could get spit on it, get spit on the altar flame, or what produces it, and that would be an impurity that would not be welcome on a shrine or an altar. So I hope you guys enjoyed the rite today, and until we meet again, may the gods keep you.